Hey guys and girls, welcome back to my thoughts on everything. First of all, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe, like, and turn on the notification. In this video, I'm going to give my thoughts on my experience living in Europe, the Netherlands, and how do our black brothers and sisters are treating each other. Do we attack each other? That's one. Do we live together as one? That's the second one. One thing I can tell you guys is that in this video, there will be some interesting facts about living in Europe and black brothers and sisters from Africa, Caribbean, and America. Stick till the end so you will know exactly what happened in Europe and what is happening right now. Hey guys and girls, thank you guys for watching and thank you guys for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. In this video, I'm going to tell you about my experience in the Netherlands and Europe. Before we go to the video, I want to give you guys a plug on my website, mythoughtsoneverything.com. I have a ticket scanner where I partnered with, where you can scan for the cheapest tickets to Africa. It doesn't matter if you go to Ghana, the Gambia, it doesn't matter. You can scan and you can find the cheapest tickets available to go there. Also, on the site, I have partnered up with a hotel scanner. So you can search for hotels in Africa. It doesn't matter if you are in Ghana, the Gambia, it doesn't matter. You can search for it. Okay, go to the site, the link is below. It's really, really cheap. Really good, really good. Okay guys, let's go to my experience. Living in the Netherlands. First of all, I will start with my story, how I came in the Netherlands. Here it comes. Okay, I was born in the island of Curaçao. I was born there, and the island back then, this was like 35 years ago. I'm 35 years old, and it was 35 years ago. And then back then, it was really a poor country. It was poor. There was problems with food. It was really poor. It was like a third world country. This was Curacao back then, 35 years ago, and there was a mass migration from Curacao to the Netherlands. But this was not only Curacao, this was the whole Caribbean, almost the whole Caribbean. And what happened is, like, a lot of the Caribbean people came to the Netherlands. This started like 35 years ago, 37 years ago, it started. So we went to the Netherlands. We went to the Netherlands and to a really small village in the Netherlands. This small village in the Netherlands, they were putting all the people from the Caribbean, the Antillian people, they were putting them in the village. And this village was in Rotterdam, Netherlands, Rotterdam. And the Antillian people, most of them are in Rotterdam. And France, by the way, and France, south of France, and France. So we are talking about the Netherlands now, and I will come to France. So most of the Antillean people, the Caribbean Antillean people, they went to Rotterdam in a small village. This village, they call this village Hoofvliet. It's a High Fleet or something like this. This village, after like a few years, in the year 80 and 1989, going up till 1999, the Caribbean people in the village were a lot, and they were really dominating the village. There were no more white people living in the village. The cops didn't come anymore in the village. So it was really a village of the Caribbean people. After living there for like 9 years, I moved to Rotterdam South. Before moving to Rotterdam South, I only knew Caribbean people. Only Caribbean people I knew. I didn't know about Africa. I didn't know about Africans. I didn't know about no other nationalities except for the Caribbean people. Because we were really a close community. It was this close that white people would sometimes come ask me things, because they would say, you know, it's really hard to get into the Caribbean community. They won't tell anything about the culture and the community. So it was really hard for them to get into our community. Okay, we moved to Rotterdam South, and after 8 or 9 years, we moved to Rotterdam South. When we moved to Rotterdam South, for me, it was really a completely other world. Completely other world. In Rotterdam South, I saw like a lot of white people, but they were not like white. I thought, what kind of people is this? And then I soon get to know other nationalities. There were like Turkish people, there were like Moroccanish people, African people, not a lot of African people, but they were there. I get to know Indian people, I get to know all kinds of different cultures. This was when I came to Rotterdam South in the Netherlands. Then when I was in Rotterdam South, I get to know like a lot of cultures, including I stumbled upon, I had a friend from the Caribbean, and this friend had an African friend, and he introduced me with his African friend. And we started to make music. And before we started to make music, we got in touch. He really, because the Caribbean guy was telling me that they are the same. He said, you know, these people are the same, but they are from the other side of the world. How can this be? You know? And we talked, and I said, yeah, for real, I don't believe this. I really don't believe this, because we are Caribbean people. There are no people like us, you know? We are Caribbean people. So I got to meet the brother and sister from Africa. When I met the brother and sister from Africa, as we spoke in our language, he said, hey, this is also an African word. And we saw that we have a lot of things similar. Like in the Caribbean, the island where I come from, the traditional clothes that they wear is still clothes from Africa. It's still the indigenous clothes from our ancestors, really old, like what you see, the dashiki and those kind of things. But I get to know this when I was talking with the guy I know the guy from Africa, and he asked me if I would come and eat. This guy was, by the way, from Ghana. He was from Ghana. The first person I met from Africa was from Ghana. Then I went to his home and we eat, and I thought, but this is the same food we are eating on Curacao and the Caribbean. It's the same food. There are just a few differences, but it was the same. So I thought they had the same food, and there were some words that we had similar, you know, like we say Makamba. Makamba, for us, is a white person. This is how we call white person in the Netherlands, Makamba. But Makamba is also a fish. However, before all these names, Makamba is Ubuntu for brother, my beloved brother. This is the true meaning of Makamba. Like 95% of the people from the island where I come from don't know this and didn't know that. So he was telling me a few things about Africa and the culture, and within like a few years I had a lot of brothers and sisters from Africa, and they were from everywhere, from Ghana, Senegal, Uganda, South Africa, Somali are a lot in the Netherlands, Ethiopia. Really delicious food. I also were invited one time to go eat at Ethiopia place with a friend of mine. Really delicious, and like it's a blend of cultures in the Netherlands where I live, in the whole Netherlands, in Europe. So what is happening in the Netherlands, there are a few of those cultures. And what are the cultures, African cultures, that are the most closest to the Caribbean people? These are the Cape Verdean. They are from an island of the west coast of Africa, a small island. I think that a lot of the people that are watching this video don't even know that there is a really beautiful island at the west coast of Africa that looks exactly like the Caribbean. If you go there, you will think you are in the Caribbean. Exactly the same. The people looks the same. They even talk Papiamento. That's also a Caribbean language, and Curacao. If you see the flags of Cape Verde, and the flag of Curacao, it's almost the same flag, national flag. And this Cape Verdean people and the people from Curacao especially, and the Caribbean, they are the most close with each other. Cape Verde is also Africa, but it's because they share almost the same language. Like if a Cape Verdean person talk, I can understand what they say. If we talk, they can understand what we say. So we can understand each other. Sometimes the words are just pronounced in an other way, but they are the same words. And they are the most close, Caribbean and Cape Verde, and then you have the other African nations, cultures. However, I need to say we are one team, we are united. I never had like fights with African people from Africa. It was, if I had discussions, it was just like friends, it doesn't matter if it's from Curacao, Sint Maarten, Sint Eustachia, Saba, Ghana, Uganda, it doesn't matter. It's just friends. And you know why? Because in the Netherlands, we have a code. We have a code, and this code is that we need to stick together, because only together our bond will be strong enough to protect our community, to protect all of us. So this is the code that we have here in the Netherlands. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which, if you are like a Turkish, Moroccanish, Algeria, uh, Antillian from Curacao, Sint Maarten, doesn't matter. We have a code that we stick together. We unite. And because we have this code in Rotterdam, we now, if you see Rotterdam, it's like more, it's the different cultures that rule Rotterdam. If you come to Rotterdam, you will see a lot of all kind of cultures, and not a lot of indigenous people living in Rotterdam. Amsterdam, it's also this, but in the city. In the outer parts of the city, it's like a lot of indigenous people living there from here. So this is what the situation is, and this is how united we are in the Netherlands. Let's go now to how many different cultures are living in the Netherlands. So how many different Caribbean culture? The Caribbean cultures that are living in the Netherlands, they are 15. 15 different Caribbean cultures that are living in the Netherlands. And a few of them is like Curacao, Aruba, Sint Maarten, Bonaire, Sint Eustatius, Saba, Trinidad and Tobago. What more? Tell us if I forgot something. And by the way, comment, people. Comment, let me know what you think about it. Is it true or not? What do you think about the unity that we have here in Europe? Okay, so this is thing, and also you can see it at the language. Like in the Netherlands, we don't speak fluently Dutch. It's not like fluently Dutch. The Dutch language now exists of Papiamento, so it's Dutch. It's a little bit of Antillian language, Papiamento, a little bit Suriname, a little bit Moroccanish, a little bit, let me see, Turkish. I don't know Turkish. But this one I can tell you 100%. It's like Dutch, Suriname, influence, Curacao, influence, Moroccan influence, and this is what I know. And to give like a sentence is what you can see people, even white people say, oh, they, white people like white with blonde hair say, oh, they, and oh, they is a Papiamento word, of they say a wo. This is how we greet in Papiamento, a wo, so from, that means now. But so we greet in Papiamento. But in Suriname, they say also here, vaca. That means also, how are you? Sang, you know, so, and also the Moroccanish word, and we, so this is the Dutch language, how we talk. So we are really, as I think perhaps some of you would say it's otherwise, how I believe we are united. What I need to say is that in the beginning, there was some friction between Africans and Caribbean and living here. But this was more the women's. The women's, they were like, I don't know what the issue was between those two, but it was always the women's. I'm sorry, ladies, you know, I'm sorry, but it was always the women's. It's also with the mixed race and those kind of things. Always it's women's competing with each other going head to have. But the meal, we don't I don't got something from it. We are relaxed. We just chill with each other. We work with each other. We males don't have those kind of things easily. I don't say it's not there, but not that I can say from my head. Okay, what kind of what are the nations, the cultures, the African cultures that live in Europe right now? One, there are Algerians. Second, there are Angolese. Shout out to Castanho. This guy is from Angola, and he has produced a few, yeah, one hit in the Netherlands with like a big artist group. So shout out to him. Congolese people, Egyptian live here. Eritrea. I shout out to Eritrea also. I have a few friends, good friends from Eritrea. Ethiopians, shout out. They are also a few living concentrated in an area in the Netherlands, but I know them. Shout out to them. Ghani people is, they are living in Rotterdam South. I know a lot. And Aniva also. I really am curious how Aniva is going. Really good friend. If Aniva perhaps stumble upon this video, Aniva, send me a message. Okay, we have Ivorians, we have Cape Verdeans, what I said. We have Marokkaans. Marokkaans are a lot, really a lot in the Netherlands, a lot. We have Nigerians. They are also a lot, but they are like in Almere, that's further away from Rotterdam. We have Ugandese, shout out to them. We have Sudanese. Sudanese, we have really a few. I met a few Sudanese in all the times that I lived in the Netherlands. Somalians, a lot. One of my friends are Somalians. Congrats to him, by the way. He just make it. Let me see, he made it 6 months ago, something like this. And South Africans, they are not a lot, but they are there. By the way, we won a group that we won this Red Bull Sound Clash. It was also with a South African group. So we were featuring and we won together, if I, say it like this. It was also a South African group that we partnered with to go to, we partnered with them and also a few more so we can go do the battle. So these are the things. And we made music together and we went to parties together and we went to African parties. They came to Caribbean parties. They eat Caribbean parties. They love satay com batata. The African people love satay com batata from our island. So this is a little bit what is happening in the Netherlands and Europe. Okay, France. In France, you have really a lot of Antillean people living, Caribbean people in South France, where it's beautiful there. It's really beautiful there, like Cannes, where the film festival, the film festival, Hollywood Film Festival is in Cannes. And it's really beautiful. It looks like the Caribbean. And they say it looks like Beverly Hills. And I believe it looks like the Caribbean and Beverly Hills. I went there, so it looks exactly the same. Monaco also, a lot of Caribbean people. Saint-Tropez, also a lot of Caribbean people. So Caribbean people are here in Europe, and really, when I go to France, I feel comfort knowing that our Caribbean people living in South France, because Caribbean people have like a code that we really take care of each other, especially if you are new in a country. So this is like a code of the Caribbean people, and we will stick to each other together. Um, However, like I said in the Netherlands, we are really one. Um, when we leave, we leave, we also say one or one love. You know, those kind of things we say to each other. We give each other power and say one or one love. It doesn't matter which ethnicity or which culture you are. We are just one, and this is the code here. And to be honest, I really depend on the code, that everyone keep the code, and all of them really depend on order to keep the code. You know, this is the thing. And here we say no words, but actions. This is our slogan. No words, but actions. This is what we say in Rotterdam. So don't talk too much, but take actions. Don't be a blah blah man. This is what we say, blah blah man. Don't be a blah blah man. It doesn't make any sense, because you're wasting my time. This is what we say here, you know. So guys, what do you guys think about what I've just said? United in the Netherlands, and how we treat each other, and how we party with each other, and how the cultures fit together and do things together. American people in the Netherlands, I didn't see a lot in my whole life living in the Netherlands, Rotterdam. I've seen perhaps like 10 max, 10 brothers and sisters from America in the Netherlands. But when I went to like Budapest, Hungary, Italy, Portugal, always there are American people there, and we always hang with American people over there. So what I've seen is that American people are not a lot in Europe. If they are here, they are just a small amounts of people in Europe. However, one thing I can say is that, except for the food, um, they look exactly the same, they talk the same, they act the same. So when I saw American people, it was just like a Caribbean person, or you know, it was really a brother. It was a brother. I can't say it otherwise. It was really, it fitted immediately. And it fitted faster than it fitted the some African cultures. You know, because what I've noticed back then is that some African cultures, except the Ghanaian and a few more, like Ghanaian, Somalian, Eritrea, sorry, Eritrea, Somalia, Eritrea, Ghana, and Sierra Leone. By the way, Sierra Leone. Those we fitted, and with American people, we fitted immediately. The other ones, they were like, they needed to first get to know us, and we them, I believe. Okay, what do you think about this video? Leave your comment. What do you think about the union in Europe? Brothers and sisters from everywhere here. How do you think, what is your thought that we accept and protect our black brothers and sisters that arrive from outside of the country? If one of you guys want to go to the Netherlands, I can give you advice to go to Rotterdam, or Amsterdam, because there you will be protected by our people. You will have like, it will be okay. This is what I can say. Guys and girls, let me know what you think. Subscribe, like, and turn on the notification. I see you guys in the next video. My thoughts on everything out.